Ready, bitch.
Ready. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Possible Outcomes, where the possibilities are endless. My name is Lily.
And I'm Nick.
And we are two mixed girls living in a black and white world. And every week we are going to we are going to get into the nitty-gritty of life as we know it, with the joy of two people who refuse to be told how to live. We drop new videos every Wednesday, so like, comment, subscribe. Let's enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
that was as close as it's gonna probably ever get to our intro. Hi everybody. This is us. This is what we do. We're doing this. Oh no, my thingy fell. Don't look at my old chair.
I don't smoke, I swear.
Look at this. My chair is destroyed. Oh God. And then I just flashed everyone. Okay, so we film 2 videos a day. And we changed shirts, and I haven't worn this shirt in probably like 4 years, and I didn't remember that it's just open. So, okay, anywho, I hope I didn't flash you, but I'm pretty sure you hope I did. Today, I want to talk about cults. So Mick has like really good topics. We kind of go back and forth between who's kind of leading the topic conversation, just so you can get an idea about both of us and, you know, our lives. I like dark things. So the dark topics are pretty much always my topics, and Mick is really good with coming up with these lighthearted topics to kind of give us that ebb and flow of life. So I want to talk about some dark things today. And I hope that I'm able to share some other things as well in the description of this for other dark things in the world that I am doing well. Dark places. So it's I wanted to first talk about the news. That's dark. But I wanted to kind of bring up and get your ideas if you know of this story. Kristin Smart was a young woman, 19 years old, and she disappeared, I believe in 1996. She was a freshman at Cal Poly, and she disappeared. And it was thought and believed to be the fault of another freshman who attended that same college, because they were kind of last seen together. And then because he pled the fifth and certain details weren't found, nothing has gone farther until this past spring, when warrants were received to search homesteads. And all thanks to what we're doing now, which is a podcast. A podcast was an integral part in reigniting this case to find justice for Kristin Smart and her family. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And I think it's totally underestimated the power of the internet and the power of personal research, a non-biased look into what happened, what went wrong, and the police ineptitude that occurred on this case as well. And I'm really proud of a fellow, internet person. Obviously, they're much bigger and much more well-known than we are. But, I'm proud to kind of delve into the same world that's helping make these changes. I listen to like Crime Junkies and a bunch of other crime podcasts, and I love what they're able to do. Now, I don't love all of them, but I love that they're able to kind of bring light to these situations that normal people, everyday people, are so easy to forget once the news stops reporting on it. Where our brains constantly want to find the next thing to focus on, and it's really easy to, if it didn't affect you personally, it's really easy to just kind of continue to move on to the next tragedy and then go from there. So Kristin Smart case, the case for Kristin Smart, justice for Kristin Smart, is starting up. They have picked juries, and opening statements begin on the 18th. So it's actually the Monday away from when we're filming this now, but it'll already be started by the time you guys see this. And I'm going to try to stay in it as much as possible, and hopefully be able to share some more details with that. So I just wanted to see if, are you familiar with the Kristin Smart scenario at all?
No, not at all.
She had a bright future ahead of her. The guy, I don't even want to say his name because he doesn't even deserve that. The trash human that took her life was a trash human before he took her life. He had many accounts of rape and violence already held against him. And the trash cops, I don't even want to know their names because they didn't even take the whole thing seriously for 4 days, So it was a really poorly handled case, and it resulted in it being poorly handled for the next 25 years. And everyone deserves justice, and I think this past year when we were everyone was so involved in the Gabby Petito case, and I believe it was a morning news person that kind of put out to the world reminded everyone that the energy of the missing white woman energy, and I want to make it clear that we need to put all of our efforts when it comes to missing people equally. And that's actually something that I'm going to kind of be highlighting in another project that I'm working on, is how missing people of color, of other, really, are just so quickly pushed to not even the back burner, totally just throw them in the warmer, and forget that the stove's even on. And it's so disgraceful because most likely these are the people that have already lived a hard life, and they deserve just as much as a missing white woman. But I don't want that to take away from the fact that this case for Kristin Smart, R.I.P., I hope she rests in peace, and I hope this brings her family a bit of closure, and a moment of peace. But this case in particular should have and could have been solved almost immediately from eyewitness reports. And if they were just able to just put 2 and 2 together and get a warrant for that property that this kid was on and went to, they would have been able to close this case. Now, yes, it was the 90s, so technology was a little different back then, but still, this whole thing is just a shit show, an absolute shit show. But I was really happy to have seen the reports that they took steps in the right direction when it came to warrants, and they did some digging, literally, and they found some blood evidence in the original property that was no longer occupied by him or his family. And so when the people were like, what are you guys doing here, police officers? What the heck's going on? Well, we have warrants for, to search this property. And they're like, oh, okay. I have no idea what this is even about. They didn't even know the case. They didn't even know, And so then there was a report of the alleged murderer's aunt and how she's like, well, if this comes out to be true, I'm going to be really disappointed because he said he didn't do it. It's like, well, yeah, many murderers, I'm going to say almost
They
all
always say they didn't
say,
do it.
I didn't do it. So it'll be
Wasn't
really
me.
interesting. And I hope if anyone else is interested, I hope that I'm able to kind of bring more information and details from the trial experience, because I'm going to stay on that as much as possible. So yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. So I hope that, if anyone was watching this is familiar with the case or may have not even heard that there were these advancements in the case, I hope that, you guys can do some research as well, because things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to send this to my friends up north that do a true crime podcast, Straight Up Evil.
yeah.
Because they love covering shit like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
so
crazy.
it's happening outside of the county. It's in California, outside of the county that like the actual murder happened in, because there's so much energy and like so many details out there. So it's happening in like a county or two over, but that's okay, because you want, a jury that is less into it. You want them to go in kind of as like a blank slate. Which
You don't want like a Scott Peterson situation where everybody knew about Lacey Peterson.
Yeah.
And that he was a trash can.
Mm.
And the literal jury from the beginning was like, we fucking hate this guy and he's going to jail forever.
And it's wild because right now there's discussion about Scott Peterson.
Yeah, he's trying to get a real appeal here,
Yeah.
like another trial.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that have come out that I've listened to that have some questions that weren't really answered.
So many questions.
And
I mean, you can solve a case with limited, but very circumstantial evidence.
Right.
They had like almost nearly no forensic evidence.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
She had no head, no arms, no lower legs, feet, ankles, toes.
Where did I go?
Where's the blood?
Yeah.
Where did you? And he's like, he's not. I don't know. I have a hard time. We could go. This could be a whole episode.
We should really. We should really get
That'll
into
be a
that
whole
one
episode.
because
he's stupid is the thing that I can't let go of. I'm like he's dumb. Like he did a lot of stupid shit. So how did he get away with? If he did it, how did he get away with dismembering her?
Right. It's wild.
And leaving no evidence.
That's a case for the thinkers,
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and there's got to be somebody out there, there's got to be somebody out there who was able to get in his head and get real things out. But
somebody out there knows something.
Yeah.
And they're not saying anything. But there was a hefty, while Lacey was still missing, there was can't remember the number, but like an exorbitant amount of money that any unsavory people, and this is Straight Up Evil literally says this, that if somebody unsavory did this, the motive, money brings out the creepos, brings out the worms. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody would have narked if it was somebody other than Scott Peterson, which is a good point.
It's wild.
So, I don't know. A real whodunit. So anyway, back to this case. So.
Oh yeah. So there's.
Was it a cult?
No cults involved in this case.
Oh.
No, she was just a young girl. She was just a young girl in the wrong place, wrong time.
Do you know the details of the crime, or are we just waiting for the?
Well, it's suspected that she was murdered during a rape. That he had 2 days after she went missing. 2 days after she went missing, he was seen with a black eye. He has like a booking photo of like a black eye. And he had like scratches on his body, on his legs and knees and stuff like that. And she was like last seen at the same spot he was, I believe. So, and that was already like on his record. Like he already had.
Yeah.
They already had knowledge of like him doing those types of things. And Yeah, it was a fight for the family to get word out and keep the police digging. Um, but he lawyered up and has been living a life. And
What the fuck?
his dad is arrested as well
Oh,
for
keep it in the family.
being an accomplice. Yeah, you know, helping
Okay.
helping him out. So very interesting, very very sad story, but it's moving now, which is good. Not a lot of families are able to even make it to this point, even get the suspects into a courtroom. So, and it's this is where things get kind of weird, because is it going to make it easier for them, or is this going to be harder for them? You have to relive everything. They are going to dig deep into everything that they can. Things are going to come to light that they may not have even expected or known about. So it's definitely not going to be easy. And all I can hope is that it does bring a sense of relief and some justice to, their daughter and their friend and their loved one. But yeah, gone too soon. And there are many people, many people gone too soon, which is it's so heartbreaking, because even those that are missing and believed to be deceased are not, and they're just been trafficked. And I just don't know how to, but I don't want to get into it. I want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it. Human trafficking is, people, you need to be careful. You need to be absolutely 100% weary about anything. Like, if your body goes, huh? Take it seriously, because
Legit.
it happens, and it happens to any type of person. I saw a TikTok the other day of a woman on the subway. She was recording these two guys that were they were sitting in like two different sections of seats, and they had these like little camcorders, and they were flipped out, and they had them like down by their knee, like recording. And like and then they realize that she's recording them. They see that she has her phone out pointing at them, and they both, like, at the same time. It was so strange. And they weren't like touching each other. They didn't say anything to each other. They just closed. It's like, you need to be vigilant. Yeah. So big doings on the Kristin Smart case, which is good. And I hope that people keep the same energy that they had for Gabby Petito, and that they, are reigniting now with the Kristin Smart case, ever since they had more a movement in the spring. Keep that same energy up for everybody that is missing, young girls of all color, young boys of all colors, and walks of life. They all deserve that same energy. It can only take one person. I say this on my other channel. It only takes one. One ticket to win, and you could have been the last person to see, somebody. You could have seen them in the grocery store and just remembered a piece of clothing that they were wearing, and remembered their face or something like that, or a tattoo stuck out to you. Like, I could have been it. So,
yeah.
Just, it doesn't hurt to just take a glance over, the list of missing people in your state or county or city even. I know a lot of stores, like grocery stores, have missing people flyers up. Just take a glance, because who knows? Who knows? You could save somebody's life, and it's just because you are living yours. So, But I wanted to talk about a cult because I talk about TikTok a lot because TikTok has taken over my entire life. Not really. That's a bit dramatic. But I like TikTok. I watch it on my breaks and stuff. And I
Is
came
it
across this guy, Siren, I believe Walker. I probably
okay?
said his name wrong.
Sorry, Siren.
Sorry. But Siren, such a great name, stuck in my brain. And
Love it.
he is trying to get word out about a cult that's new-ish, and he's trying to get it dismantled and get like the proper people to dismantle this cult and like super stand by you. We are here for you. And so I just wanted to tell a quick story about it, and because a lot of people may not have heard about this cult. I know cults are pretty popular, you know, like there's the big ones that people know, like Nexium.
Yeah.
Scientology is a cult. Don't get it twisted. You know, there's a lot of cults out there that people are aware of, but this one you may not be. So this cult is called The Body. The Body. They have been known to be licensed under different names when it comes to like the religious group or like business licenses and stuff like that. But they are The Body. And I believe they like officially got started in like 2008, 2009-ish, that kind of area, like early 2000s. And Mark B, I believe, Mark B is the leader. And he is believed, well, he believes, and he has convinced other people to believe that he is the Son of God, known by referring to God as, wait for it, Daddy. There's recordings of him saying, well, Daddy told me, blah, blah, blah. And he, of course, is referring to God.
All right, hold please.
Yep. Mm-hmm. This is why I'm really excited, because this is why I definitely want to have the conversation with you. Go ahead, please.
I have no problem with people calling Father God Daddy God. However, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
Yeah. So this, of course, is a cult based in the like a bastardized version of religion, and it is referring to like the Christian God and all that stuff. But this in no way is okay. So it starts off with, you know, a group of people coming together and agreeing this guy is not just a prophet, he is the Son of God, which is God. So, you know, so he is seen to be God, like a walking God, like a living, breathing, skin covered God. Like he is the God, but God is Daddy. Not Zaddy. It's Daddy.
I never been with a Zaddy.
But
Sorry, Lord.
He's convinced that this is a thing, and he is able to
red fucking flag.
Take the monies of the people
red flag.
He's able to take the monies of people who follow him. And they purchase a piece of land in Alaska. And so they're in Alaska, and they purchase a piece of land in Alaska, and they have like little shelter. They build little shelters. They have like tents and everything up. And it's just pretty much your typical cult. People are following him. They
like a shanty, like a
little kind of shanty town, yeah. And it's like a little wooded area, and they're kind of on a cliff, and the water's like probably like 35 feet down off this cliff. And there was like some controversy with them purchasing the land, because I guess it was technically going to be part of the land that was bought for like a pipeline that was going to be put in.
Hmm.
So it was kind of weird. Now I'm going off of information, and I haven't like read everything that Siren and like his people have put on this website, but it's called The Body, INTL, like international.com. I'll put a link in the description. And this is based off of like all the research that he's done, and talked to other reporters and talked to people who have left the body and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of doing like a little roundup of what I got.
It just sounds like they killed someone. They're like, they left the body.
Yeah, they left the body.
They left it.
But so okay, so they have this little land, and
Also, wait.
yes.
Body yada 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 yada. So
And
they
so
have some land.
they have
in
some land in
Alaska.
Alaska, and cool, that's what they do.
No.
They're gathering up folks. Folks are coming
No.
in, and things get a little
No.
sexual, shall we?
Sexual.
Stop it. And so things kind of progress to a thing that they call as washing.
No.
So let's
No.
call that a bastardized version of baptism, right? So washing
It
pertains.
just sounds dirty. It sounds dirty.
It is very not okay.
It sounds like we're not going to get clean with the washing.
Oh no. Washing is
Nope.
when the leader decides that it is your time.
Absolutely not. It's not my time. Nope.
And it is your time, and then you're to disrobe.
No, sir.
Completely.
Nope.
And they are touched.
Nope.
Head to toe.
Get off.
Even the no-no areas.
Get away.
Especially the no-no areas.
Get away.
And that's where the conversation of, like, is this dirty? Is this dirty? And all that weird culty crap, right?
Get away.
And so this was a man's story who was within the cult, grown man. And look, let me just pause here and say, if you are 2, 3, 4, 10 consenting adults, and you guys want to take your clothes off and touch each other in a consenting, everyone has consented to the way that you guys are touching each other, go right ahead. Do whatever the heck you want. But you are unable to consent when you are brainwashed. And you are unable to consent when you have been brainwashed and also threatened with, if you don't do this, you are kicked out, but you get nothing, as in you don't get to keep your family stays. And your family could be your children, your wife, your husband.
Nope.
So it is known that the washing has happened with not just adults. I'll just say also children. Thus, this being a dangerous cult. Look, if you guys are just out farming and living off of the land,
listen,
do your thing. But the moment you start harming people, especially children, is when things have to change. So the cult started to get some like energy from the surrounding area. And so
big dick energy?
Yeah, some like what the fuck energy. So they took themselves to Hawaii and then to Washington State. And now they are officially in Australia. Hence the international part of Siren's website.
Wait, so like the home base is in Australia now?
Yeah. So there's still, I believe, some of the body in Alaska, but they have moved everyone
branches.
Yeah, to Australia.
Feels like you would need all of the body parts for the body.
Yeah, and you would probably also need proper documentation, which they don't have.
Ew. Sorry.
So a lot of those people are in Australia illegally. Nope. Yeah. So let's talk about how and why I found Ciaran on TikTok. Well, he started making TikToks after he had put together a lot of research, a lot of interviews, a lot of phone calls, a lot of recordings came to him. And so after all of that, he tried making phone calls to like the FBI, like, hey, like, can you guys take a look at this cult? It's really dangerous and it needs to be handled. Like, you guys need to take care of this. And no one was paying attention to him. No one was listening. So what he did was he, put everything on his computer and he called the FBI and said, no, YouTube, I'm telling you what this person did. Maybe I'll even insert the TikTok. He said that he is going to unalive Mitch McConnell and that the FBI needs to come to his house and take his computer. He called himself. He dialed the FBI. I don't know, what is it, like FBI? 1-800-FBI?
1-800-FBI.
He called the FBI and said, I need the FBI to come to my house and take my computer because I'm going to unalive Mitch McConnell.
Damn.
And the woman on the phone was like, why? Why do you want to do that? I don't know. I don't like him. So the FBI needs to come. I'm going to do it. I know where he works. I know where he works and I know how to. I'll do it. So FBI needs to come here now.
The fucking goat right here.
And he seriously, like,
saving lives.
Major props to this guy.
He said, put me in jail.
Yeah. So he called the FBI and they're like, wait, so okay, why? So the woman was like, why are you telling us that you want to unalive Mitch McConnell? He goes, because no one is listening to me about this fucking cult called the Body, and you guys need to. So I'm going to unalive Mitch McConnell, and I need you guys to come here. And I have information on my computer that you might see.
I'm not laughing at Mitch McConnell becoming unalived, but like I am laughing at this guy that was like, you know who I'm gonna pick? Mitch McConnell. Best pick.
Let's just say.
Right.
Sorry, just saying it. Best pick.
Sorry, Mitch.
So he calls the friend. She goes, "Can we get back to why you wanna unalive Mitch McConnell?" He's like, "Yeah, I want to unalive Mitch McConnell. So I'm gonna need someone to come take my computer."
Yeah,
and I think that's great. And he put together this website. He didn't really get in trouble.
Good.
Which was good. But he put together this website of all the things he's kind of come across. I don't really want to say... Okay, so I have a hard time with the way he writes, but that doesn't, like, take away from the information. Okay. I just, it's just a preference of mine. But I think, he's doing a really good thing. I just personally know this is just my own brain. I just had a hard time reading some of it, but it didn't take away from the information. That was just my own brain possibly just being exhausted and not being able to process the words that are there. It is well written, but stylistic choices, It's no big deal.
I found the website.
You found it? Yeah.
I'm like,
and there's a lot to dive in. I literally have 4 tabs open just of things. There's a great video kind of breaking down all of like the kind of bullet points aspect of it. He has a phone interview with a woman who is no longer inside the body. And that's really interesting to listen to because it's hard to... There was a moment of him becoming frustrated and she having to remind him, like, I understand that you are frustrated. Absolutely. but the words you're saying that you're frustrated over are words that happened to me. Like, this is my life. Like, I lived this. So let's just bring it down because I'm getting anxious. You know, like, she has a really good head on her shoulders. And I think leaving the body was obviously the best thing that happened to her. And her being able to handle that situation literally made me go, she's got this. She can get through this. And she's going to, you know, she's going to make her life great. Like, that, the way she handled that situation was really beautiful to see, like, the strength that she was able to say, like, hold on, you know, let's take this down a little bit, because this happened to me. I know that you're frustrated that this is happening, but this happened to me. And so I thought that was like a really good moment. I was like, this kind of solidified, like, this is a problem, and this is not good. Like, this is bad, but also at the same time, this woman is in a place where she's gonna climb that mountain that needs to be climbed after someone leaves a cult, a harmful cult. Okay. So, why do I want to talk about it? Because this is fucking crazy. There's a woman.
Oh boy.
Children get left in this cult. And I don't know what happens to these children who get left behind.
Oof.
Because when you leave, you either are expected to die or completely disappear. You get no communication with anyone in the cult. You are cut off, like FLDS style, cut off. And if you don't know what FLDS is, I highly suggest you take a second out of your life and watch Keep Sweet, Pray, Keep Sweet, or whatever on Netflix, that new documentary that came out. That was really enlightening. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So the body is dangerous. It is harming children and it's harming adults. And
LDS. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the F. But
Fundamentalist. Yeah. Yeah. So the body is a cult that I wish the government took more seriously, because it's now not just affecting a few people in Alaska. It's affecting, I mean, going into Australia specifically, undocumented, is like really bad. So Australia has a really kind of controlled ecosystem, because if it gets out of control, it all goes to shit. That's why when you go to a place like Australia or New Zealand, you have to claim and like get proper documentation, and you have to like quarantine any like animals, because they can bring bugs and things on them that could like destroy everything. I mean, this is an island in the sun. You know, this is a place that exists within itself. There's no other thing. I mean, like, what we got, Mexico, Canada, you know, things coming in from all over the place, and we have different types of like ecological systems within United States alone.
Yeah.
Australia's kind of like got it on lock, right? So they got to take care of it. So that's why claiming and knowing what's coming in is really important, and they have to be able to make sure what is coming in is like clean and safe to come in. And now there's humans, part of the body, a cult, that aren't known to be there, you know? So the daddy's kid, yikes. The leader, daddy's little boy, that little baby boy, is not just harming, you know, the kids within the cult. He has these like, oh, there's recordings of this, of a person, him kicking a person out. As in, you know, I think he says like, I'm giving you the grace to leave. And the person said, I don't want to leave. I said, I'm giving you the grace to leave. And in a way where it's implied, if you don't leave, I will make you leave, and you're not going to like how I make you leave. Because I don't just want you to go live your life somewhere else. It's when you leave, I never want to see you again, or you be unalived yourself. So it's very ominous and it's very threatening. And I honestly would not be surprised if he already has blood on his hands.
Oh, for sure.
I would not be surprised. It's the beginning of something really bad, and like now's the time for it to be dismantled before it's too late. And it may already be too late, but as of what we know so far, like it's now, like now or never type of thing. And there's like nothing being done. And we've seen the ramifications of a cult that continues to grow and grow and grow, like in the FLDS community, where they are now, the Warren Jeffs had like the biggest private construction company in all of America, because he had free labor from his young men who are part of the FLDS, and he acquired every business and every attribute from all of his members, because if you were a member of the FLDS, whatever you owned became his.
Yep.
And so with all of that, any job you took, you made money, you had free labor. That's 50% of the money coming in. You don't got to pay for. So over time, it was just a continuation of just building up money and being able to destroy whatever life you'd want and not have to deal with any of the repercussions. And you can go on and build Amazon warehouses and Walmarts and Sam's Clubs. So don't be surprised if you walk into Walmart and you say, was this built on the backs of children who are brainwashed from birth to be in a cult? The answer is probably yes.
Blessed be the fruit.
Yeah. So, cult, not good. Like the Nexium Cult.
Not great.
That was a big news, probably like a year ago, once the whole trial started, because everything got pushed because of COVID.
Documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, Nexium was big. So Nexium was a cult. It was like straight up a sex cult. Like they were just, it was on the doors. It's like Nexium, a sex cult. Like they were just.
Nexium, let's fuck.
I'm gonna fuck you. So Nexium, which gained its notoriety because of the leader and one of the members who became like co-leader. Nexium was started by a guy who like claimed to be a freaking genius. Like, I don't even know his name. I don't even want to know his name, but he said that he was so smart. Like, no, you're just a narcissist. He literally said that he's like the smartest man in the world. And no, because if you were so smart, you wouldn't have got caught. Just saying. And then the other piece of notoriety was his, I wanted to say side piece, but like his partner in crime eventually. She wasn't his partner at the beginning, but she was the girl from Smallville. The Smallville girl. Right, so she was an actress. And she joined the cult, not on purpose. You know, it wasn't like, I'm going to go join a cult. It was really just like, I'm going to go get introduced into these classes that are supposedly going to make me a better human, you
Right,
know?
and that's
Like,
what that was like the front of the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, it was like a self-help group.
Yeah.
And it, boy, did that take a turn. Uh, you'll probably, if you don't know the term Nexium or the girl from Smallville, it was the cult known for branding people.
Yep.
So women who were like accepted and sex slaved, they were turned into sex slaves,
Hmm.
were branded. And it
Yikes.
just so happened to be the initial of the girl from Smallville and the leader of Nexium, formed together to be like this inanimate, like just kind of almost like Latin-esque sign. But it was two initials. And that was, I watched an interview of a woman, and that is really that's like a hard hurdle for her to get over, is that these two people are literally brand. If it was you can get a tattoo covered up. You can get a tattoo removed. A brand is a hot piece of metal, like fire hot, burnt into your skin, pressed into your skin, and then it scars over into that formation and is there forever. My boyfriend has a couple like little brands, and you can,
Really?
you feel them, and
Damn.
if he gets tan, they don't tan because they don't have the same blood supply as skin, because the skin is kind of it's burnt and calloused over, so they
Right.
stick out more because they're lighter.
Damn.
So that, I mean, I could only imagine you having the brand of two people who took every ounce of advantage of you,
Nope.
put you in a cult, starved you,
Nope.
raped you, forced you to do things that you would have never wanted to do. You left everything you've ever known. In the past, you gave them all of your money.
Nope.
My God.
Nope. It's a no from me, dog.
It's so hard because there's the feel of acceptance and like
Yeah.
to be a part of something,
Oh, for
and
sure.
that feels so good to like, I'm a part of this, and we're making a movement, we're doing stuff together, like we're changing the world, like we're the step forward. And then you say yes and you give it your all, and then you get used and abused and tormented to your literal breaking point.
Damn.
And all because you just put your trust into someone. My God. I could never.
Cults.
Cults, man. Cults are just, and like cults come in all different types of forms, like
For sure.
your little Hun bots, your pyramid schemers. Those all live in their own version of their cults, the own LLC of their cults. It is so
LLC.
wild. I think that's going to be my next topic, is talking about pyramid schemes, because there's some wild stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening right now.
In the pyramid schemes.
Yeah, in the world of multi-level marketing. Just a couple months ago, there was a woman who was, I believe she was part of Monat, which is like a hair care pyramid scheme.
Oh yeah, my friend tried to get me to buy that.
Yeah, don't. It'll make your hair fall out.
Very expensive.
Yeah, and you'll go bald. It's bad. It is bad. No, do it. Monat is dangerous. And there was a woman who was like top top tier, like the highest, like one of the highest paid, like selling the most, had the most downline. A downline is all the people below you. So the people you recruited, the people they recruited, the people they recruited, the people they recruited. That's
Yeah.
your downline. Whatever you're on top of, and all the people, and you're making money from everything they sell, everything they buy. Plus, you're making money off of all the things you sell. So she was rolling in the dough. She was making a life, and she was able to at the same time recognize the bad business practices that her company that she was working for had, like not answering questions like, "Hey, what's in this shampoo?" kind of thing. Like those little kind of basic things. Like, okay, but what's the ingredients type of thing?
Don't worry about it.
And so she was kind of bringing this to light on different podcasts and on her own social media. And sorry, I just heard a noise. And while she was on a podcast with a woman, so his podcast was run by a woman who you might have seen. Amazon Prime did a docu-series about LuLaRoe, which was the legging company that went buck wild. And she, a person who was in LuLaRoe, who was making bank, separated from LuLaRoe because it was bad, not good. And she started a podcast helping inform people of the bad business practices that pyramid schemes and MLMs are and do and perform. And so these two were together talking, and she gets a blink on her phone. Blink, blink. So she checks her phone, and she literally gets a termination email from Monate live on the podcast because she is apparently went against her own contract and spoke negatively about the company.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
While being like the top tier of the company. And it was really, I mean, it was hard for her, because she's like, I'm part of this, and I'm doing good, and I am good at it, but I want the company itself to be better, so I'm just bringing these things to light. And
nope,
she gets fired on the spot. And that was a big moment for like the MLM community. And it gave a lot of people on both sides of MLMs are bad and MLMs are good ammunition. The people who were like, oh, MLMs are good, were like, see, all you have to do is just not talk bad and you'll be successful. Like, we did nothing wrong. Like, you can't just spread the lies, these lies about us, right? But the people who think MLMs are bad are like, see, you can't even question these people. It's just like a cult. You raise up a question and you're banned. You're no good. You're not a believer. You're a liar. You're going against God's will.
And I didn't buy into it. I didn't become like a coach or a seller or anything, but I was in a group for that crazy diet on nutrition. And I said, so why can't we mix like meats? Because they say you're not allowed to mix meats. And they were like, you just can't. Like, you just can't. And I was like, okay, but like, why though? Like, right. And they're like, there's science behind it. Like, just trust the science. And I said, okay, but like, what's the thing? Can I see the documents? And I got kicked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
They don't want people to ask questions.
Like, why does it work? Because it does work. I mean, you gain all the weight back, but it does work for a time.
Right, of course. It's so good. I mean, you're going to lose weight if you starve yourself.
Exactly. Super easy. But, like, what's in these drops? Because it doesn't say.
Because they don't have to say, because they're not FDA approved.
What is in that?
There's a whole, like, oh my God, like, all those powders, like, protein powders and all that stuff. Those are not FDA approved.
What's in it?
So it could literally just be baby powder. like
So
I
it's
know
just
the FDA
the
approves
power of
some
like
wild shit.
positive thinking.
Right.
Huh.
But
Imagine how much more we could all get done if we just fucking believed in ourselves, am I right?
right. Like if you walk into like GMC, isn't that what it is? GNC, GMC? Which
Yes,
one's the car?
GNC.
Are they both the car?
GMC is a car. GNC is the nutrition place.
GNC. If you look at half of that shit, it's not FDA approved.
Hmm.
So there's no one regulating what they're putting in those pills, what they're putting in that powder.
Hydroxycut. Remember that? Remember Hydroxycut?
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic pill.
Yeah. Imagine the ones that came before that.
I won't lie to you. I do love Beachbody, even though they are also a
Beachbody is
multi-level
so dangerous. Oh my
MLM.
God.
I
They
love
are.
their workouts. Their workouts are so fun.
Yes. Okay. But Beachbody itself, like the company, is such a dangerous company. You guys got to be careful out there because it's so wild. The things that are pyramid schemes, they're like almost like they're getting really good at hiding that they're pyramid schemes. There's a fly in my house.
There's a fly in her swoop. I do love the workouts. I won't lie to you. Shanti is my favorite. He just came out with a new one called Rockin' Body.
Oh God.
And you just like dance. Rockin' Body makes you move. It's lit. I love it.
But yeah, so that's my little rant about cults, and I will
and
be
moles.
Yeah, and mulms. I will definitely
Every time
be.
you said MLM, I was
MLM.
like M&Ms.
Yeah, MLM.
M&Ms.
MLM.
Don't join an M&M scheme, guys.
Please be careful. Okay, and they'll come at you, right? These hun bots, they call them hun bots because they always say hi hun, hi hun,
Oh, is that
or
what they
boss
call
babes, because like boss babe, right? They'll come at you on like Facebook Messenger and your Twitter DMs.
Babe.
Hey, oh my God, I have this great opportunity for you. Oh my God, your hair looks so good.
Talked to you in a while, babe.
Great opportunity for you.
That's worse than online dating. Hey, gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really bad. And there's a God, there's so much. There's so much. There's so much.
So much, so much.
Yeah.
So much.
They're hard. They're scary.
Mums.
You don't have
Mums.
when you get hired somewhere, you may have to buy non-slip shoes. Okay. You might have to buy a black shirt to work.
No.
Okay.
Buy me my shirt.
But you do not have to buy $1,000 opening your own business package.
Mums.
And if anyone in an MLM approaches you and says, "Oh my God, I have a great opportunity for you
no.
at my business," you can just say, "Oh, I didn't know you run your own business," and then they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm a marketer for blah blah blah." It's like, "Oh,
I'm a consultant."
Well, if you ran your own business, why do you work for Why do you work for someone else's company?
For Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Because if you work for a company that you didn't open, you don't run your own business. Well, I guess, or a business that you inherited or something.
We run our own business.
We run our own business.
We're really the boss babes.
Yeah, so once it's successful, we can call ourselves boss babes.
Boss babes.
So please fucking subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We just want to be boss babes. Rockin' body makes you move.
But yeah, so that's I like cults a lot. Not because I want to join a cult, but it's a piece of like the way the brain works that people can lead a cult and can fall for a cult. And it's really interesting to me because I have lost trust in every single person I ever meet. So I would never like fall for a cult. But because like once like stop even talking to me. Like, I don't even know you. If you approach me on the street and you start talking to me, I nothing. Like, even if we're one of those, like, even if you're one of those street interviewers and you're like, hey, tell me about what you think about the election. I won't even stop for you. Hey, what's your name? Katrina. I don't know. I don't even give my customers my real name. So, why would
what's your name,
like,
Grass?
You don't know me, I don't know you, and so leave me alone. So, but I think it's just so interesting. It's so interesting to me, the mindset that these people who lead these cults have. Like the power that they yield just from a hint of narcissism is wild.
Just a light sprinkling.
It's wild. Well, I mean, like a lot of it. Like really narcissistic.
Lay it on light.
To call yourself God's son.
It's me. I'm daddy's.
Wow.
So.
And then to go on and like
touch people.
Yeah, and children.
You're fucking gross.
You're disgusting. You're a disgusting, trash, garbage bag of a person. You're a garbage bag with a hole in it. Like, I can't even put garbage in you. Like, you're that shitty of a person that you're not even trash. You're a useless garbage bag. Like, I can't even use you as a garbage bag because you have a hole in you. Like, you are that awful as a person.
A hole in one.
Terrible. Terrible.
Mullums.
Wild. I hope you enjoyed my rant on cults.
I did.
Thanks.
And that Kristin Smart, they never found her body.
No.
What the fudge?
Nope. They just have blood evidence of where she was originally buried.
Like, where is she? Just give her back. Yeah. People are gross. I listen to too much true crime. I gotta cut it out.
Yeah.
Though I tell you what, I look at every camera now. I'm like,
I'm telling you.
I touch everything. I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
I accidentally scratch people, rip their hair out. Oops.
Yeah.
Now I got your DNA all over me. They're gonna know you did it. All right, well, thank you guys.
Yeah, sorry, I started thinking and then my brain just gets going. Honestly, yeah. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for being here. And I hope maybe you learned something about
Watch
cults.
Don't join cults.
Yeah.
Always look around.
And go check out, thebodyinternational.com if you want some more information.
I just looked. It's very spook.
Yeah. It's dark. It's not okay. And they need to take care of it ASAP.
Quickly.
Before it's out of control.
Quickly.
Yeah. Anywho.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm tell my little baby wave now. All done.